The town of Hollowford was small, quiet, and unremarkable, except for the clock tower. It stood in the center of town, looming above rooftops, older than any building around it. People said the clock never stopped ticking, not once in 3 centuries. But it didn't strike the hours anymore. No one remembered why. That silence was part of Hollowford's mystery. Amelia Price, a historian, arrived one September morning to study the tower's origins. She specialized in forgotten towns and lost records. Hollowford seemed perfect. The locals greeted her kindly but avoided the tower when she asked about it. "It's just a clock," one man muttered. "Let it be." Amelia smiled politely. But curiosity sparked inside her. She rented a room above the bakery. From her window, the tower loomed, its hands frozen at 11:47. That night, she dreamed of gears grinding and whispers echoing. She woke with the feeling someone had been standing at the foot of her bed. The next morning, she began her research. The town hall kept dusty archives, old maps, property deeds, and newspaper clippings. In one brittle newspaper dated 1891, she found a headline, "The Clockmaker vanishes without a trace." The article mentioned Elias Grange, master craftsman, hired to maintain the tower. One evening, he climbed inside to repair the mechanism. He never came out. The clock stopped chiming that night. Amelia scribbled notes eagerly. A disappearance inside a locked tower? Exactly her kind of mystery. She asked around town about Elias. Most shrugged. One elderly woman finally said, "Don't dig too deep, miss. The tower takes what it wants." Amelia shivered but pressed on. She secured permission to enter the tower. The mayor handed her the iron key reluctantly. "Don't stay past midnight," he warned. She laughed nervously. Inside, the tower smelled of oil and dust. Wooden stairs spiraled upward into darkness. Cobwebs clung to her sleeves as she climbed. At the top, she found a mechanism, an intricate masterpiece of brass gears and pendulums. But something was wrong. One gear turned slowly, though no power fed it. Tick, tick, tick. The sound echoed unnaturally. She reached out, and the gear stopped instantly. The silence was suffocating. Then the clock hands outside moved forward 1 minute. 11:48. Amelia gasped. She withdrew her hand. The gear resumed turning. The hands froze again. Heart pounding, she descended to catch her breath. That evening, she told the mayor what she'd seen. His face paled. "You shouldn't touch the gears. Each turn demands something." "Demands what?" Amelia pressed. He didn't answer. That night, the whispers returned in her dreams. Louder this time. They repeated a name, Elias. 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 She woke drenched in sweat. The bakery owner noticed her pale face. "The tower's getting to you," she said softly. "It always does. If you stay long enough." Amelia spent the day searching for more records. In a hidden ledger, she found notes written by Elias himself. The clock is no ordinary machine. It remembers. It punishes. It binds. The final entry chilled her. "Tonight I will finish it. If I fail, time itself may trap me here." Amelia's hands shook. Was Elias still in sight, somehow? That night, unable to resist, she returned to the tower. The air was colder, as if the building exhaled. She climbed again. At the top, the gears spun faster. The ticking grew louder, almost deafening. The hands outside jerked forward another minute. 11:49. Suddenly, the mirror-like surface of a brass panel shimmered. A face appeared. Hollow eyes. Gaunt cheeks. Elias screamed. His lips moved. "Free me." Amelia stumbled back. "How?" she whispered. The panel fogged with letters. "Finish the hour." She stared at the hands outside. Still frozen at 11:49. Only 8 minutes to midnight. Did she dare turn the gears herself? She reached for the mechanism. The moment her fingers brushed it, pain shot through her. Memories flooded her mind, Elias working tirelessly, townsfolk watching, a deal whispered in shadows. A voice not his own had said, "Build me a cage of time, and I will grant you forever." But forever had a cost. Elias had become the prisoner. Amelia ripped her hand back, gasping. "I won't be your next prisoner," she said aloud. The gears rattled angrily. The tower groaned. Dust fell from above. The whispers rose into a cacophony. "Trade, trade, trade," she covered her ears. The hands outside trembled toward 11:50. She bolted down the stairs, out into the night. But the townsfolk were waiting. Silent. Watching. Their eyes were blank, glassy. The mayor stepped forward. "You must finish the hour, or the whole town stops." "What do you mean?" she demanded. His smile was grim. "We haven't aged in 100 years. Haven't left. Haven't lived. The tower binds us all." Her breath caught. That explains the eerie stillness, the timelessness of Hollowford. "So you want me to, what, sacrifice myself?" The mayor's silence was answer enough. Amelia shook her head. "No. I'll find another way." She fled to the archives, searching frantically. Buried deep, she found one more note of Elias's, "Break the pendulum, and time is freed." "But so am I." Her pulse raced. Breaking the pendulum might destroy everything, or save it. She returned to the tower at dawn. Sunlight streamed through the cracks. She climbed once more. At the top, she gripped a heavy wrench. The pendulum swung slowly, rhythmically. She raised the wrench and slammed it down. Metal screamed. The pendulum cracked. The gears halted. The tower shook violently. She fell to her knees. Outside, the hands spun wildly. 11:51, 11:52, 11:53. The entire hour unwound in seconds. Screams echoed from the town below. People clutched their heads, collapsing. Amelia staggered up. Elias's face appeared again. This time, he smiled. At last. His form melted from the panel, pouring into the air. A figure emerged, a tall, shadow-wrapped man. His eyes burned with centuries of hunger. "You freed me," he said softly. Amelia realized with horror, this wasn't Elias anymore. The bargain had twisted him. Now Hollowford is mine. Shadows exploded outward, flooding the streets. The townsfolk screamed as time surged through them. They aged instantly, wrinkles deepening, hair whitening, bodies collapsing into dust. Centuries caught them in a heartbeat. Amelia clutched the railing. She had unleashed him. But she wasn't done yet. She leapt for the pendulum's remains. With all her strength, she smashed it again. The shadows shrieked. The figure of Elias convulsed, cracking like glass. "No!" he bellowed. The tower's walls split. Light burst from the broken pendulum. The shadow figure shattered, scattering into fragments of nothing. Silence followed. Amelia opened her eyes. The gears were gone. The tower was hollow. Outside, Hollowford was empty. No people. No sound. Just stillness. She stumbled into the square. Shops stood abandoned. Doors swung open in the wind. Dust covered everything. She called out. No answer. She realized the town hadn't survived the breaking. Only she remained. Alone. She sat on the steps of the tower, staring at the silent clock. The hands pointed to 12 o'clock at last. Midnight. Or noon. It didn't matter. The hour was finished. And Hollowford was gone. Amelia wept quietly. But then, a faint ticking echoed behind her. She turned slowly. The broken tower gears were gone. Yet the sound persisted. Tick. 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 From her own wristwatch. The hands spun wildly. Then stopped. At 11:47. Her heart froze. The tower had not died. It had followed her. She hurled the watch onto the cobblestones. It shattered, but still ticked. She backed away, trembling. Shadows curled from the fragments. A whisper rose, "Trade." Amelia ran. Out of the town. Down the road. Into the woods. But the ticking followed. In her ears. In her veins. In her heart. She knew the truth then. She hadn't freed Hollowford. She had become Hollowford. The new keeper of the clock. And the hour would never end.